What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We're here to talk a little bit about the MUTALIST CERNOS in here. We'll do a little discussion, if you will, as normal. This is kind of like the way I feel like I'm going with my setups, more discussion based, based on how I like it a little bit, and give you some information about it, and then we'll show you, my particular setup. If you're new to the channel and you don't know me, and you're here to look for the meta build, you can just go ahead and click off right now. It's not going to be much of a loss for me. I'll just wait a minute. Okay, so moving on for everybody else that's here to find out a little bit more about this weapon. MUTALIST CERNOS, we really want to compare it just over the regular CERNOS. You could compare it to the Rakka CERNOS. It's a little less in terms of damage-wise to the Rakka. It's a little bit more than the regular CERNOS. To me, the bow class overall in game has one of the most diverse setups that you can have. Each bow offering something a bit different than the others. One faster in charge time, one faster, one better critical, one can do this, one can do that. So that's what I like about the bow class in terms of the bow class. Eventually, once you get to the point where you've tried all the bows, you will actually find one that suits you. Now, mind you, the gameplay footage is going on in the background. It's not going to be the best. Sometimes you have an awesome day playing with the bows, and sometimes you can suck. So it is what it is, and I don't really care. How far can you go with the weapon? We've got that always comes out there. If it doesn't make a 360-hour Tower 4 survival, then it's just not endgame. Play it, get it for mastery, and throw it the fuck away. Yeah, okay. If you're still here for that, you can leave again. That's meta. And I don't know who the hell determines what is considered endgame or what is considered good or bad. I'm just basically here to tell you my opinions about what I think of this weapon. I enjoy it. I think there's some really unique characteristics to this. Obviously, we have lowered critical chance from the other weapons. That's fine, but you can quickly max to a status chance of 100% easily. Very easily. In addition, you also get spores that get summoned from the target to the hit spot, creating a low damage toxin cloud with a high chance of dealing the toxin damage and proc, as well as a chance of dealing the elemental damage proc or elemental damage that you have on the particular bow, which I think it's really unique in how it's done. It's got a little bit of a CC effect, a little crowd control effect if you get in the right position. If you go ahead and you shoot this a couple times really quickly into, let's say, a doorway or a hallway where the enemies are coming at you, they're all going to get that proc damage coming in. Some will actually die, some won't. Depends, obviously, based on level, armor and all that stuff. But it's nice to have that, especially when it does do the elemental damage as well. You've got the fact that, it's impact. I like impact. Impact's not bad. People don't like impact. It's not, the best or whatever. But honestly, I've never had a problem with impact against anything. Then again, I mod everything, you guys know, to pretty much just be an overall most of the time. And this is the way I love playing it, so I can just go in. Sometimes things are more challenging than others, but hey, forgive me for liking a challenge and enjoying it. We've got, advantages. It's silent, of course. High impact, so, really, it's effective against shields, a lot of shields. You can reach that 100% status chance. You've got your temporary toxin cloud, which, is nice. It's not, like crazy damage-wise, but it actually lasts for 14 seconds. And it's got a little 5-second damage per tick type of thing. With a critical multiplier, 2.5 time multiplier. If you didn't realize that, if you didn't know, there is a critical multiplier on the AoE effect itself. Pinpoint accuracy does have 1 polarity on it. Okay, now I'm going with 3 polarity. Of course, you've got your negatives, and like I said, it's better than the CERNOS. Not as good in terms of base damage against the Rakka CERNOS, but the Rakka is a little bit different. Obviously, it's got some more critical on it and less status chance, so we build things a little bit different. Obviously, the Rakka's got the blight effect, that type of stuff. So you've got that in there. I enjoy it. Like I said, the best use for this thing, charge time is quick. Excuse me. Mastery rank 5. The best use for this is blocking up corridors, blocking up hallways, choke points, if you will, when you're running missions, allowing that AOE to do its job and do its job very effectively. Okay, so just keep that in mind. With that said, I know I've rambled a little bit. Let's go ahead and get over to my setups, and you guys can take a look and see what I'm doing with it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here. Just kind of go over it. I went with 3 Forma. I could go with 4 Forma to max everything out, but really, I don't need to. 3 Forma is fine. All I'm going to do is get 2 more points for the Infected Clip and Stormbringer. I don't need Shred to be over 10 anyway. It doesn't really do much in this particular setup. Okay, but let me just flip this here and then back over here so you can see what we're looking at here. So we bring our charge rate down to a 0.67. That makes it nice. So you're quickly fully charging and getting your max damage out of it instead of a 1 second charge rate at 0.6 seconds. It makes a difference. It does make a difference. Fire rate is at 1.50, so it's a little faster, which we like, so they travel faster. Status is at 100%. This is easily achievable with just in this particular case, thermite rounds and rime rounds to get my blast damage and split chamber, because the multi-shot does increase your status chance. Okay, those 3 put you over 100%. Actually, just having the split chamber with the thermite rounds gives you 91%. You could stop right at that point if you wanted to, and just add a full another, like a heavy duty mod in there or whatever if you want to. And 91% is more than efficient for status chance. Now we're going with a nice size impact damage. I love to put the major impact damage on that. I love the effect of impact damage that it does. And I'm using the Crash Course to get that. I'm also using Serration, obviously Split Chamber. Okay, these right here are going to help me get that increased impact. Okay, I'm using Shred. I really like Shred. Obviously the fire rate increase, really nice on the bows. But the punch through is really, really unique and actually plays really well here. Again, we're talking about this, this cloud, this toxic cloud that comes down and shoots out, right? So now you got punch through. Let's say you're going through a door. You could punch through with your bow through the door, okay, to the other side. Toxin cloud goes to the other side, starts doing its AoE effect of whatever enemy's standing on the other side, which is really nice. If you haven't unlocked the door, say you're waiting for somebody, you want to unlock the door, you can go that. Obviously, punching through the enemy, you're also going to push your toxin through, and it's going to hit to the other end, to the ground, wherever that arrow ends. So now if you've got a group of enemies coming at you, you've got that covered. So Shred works out really well with the punch through. It's not puncture, it's punch through, so it'll go through and it trails with it. I'm going with Infected Clip, Stormbringer to get corrosive, and then I went with thermite rounds and rime rounds here for the blast. This is where I'm sticking at most. You can obviously change it around. If you want to go just corrosive, you could do just corrosive. If you want to do just one element, no problem at all with that. You could go with just one element. And actually, let me just show you here, so just so you can see. So we'll throw high voltage on there, and we'll throw malignant force, just so you can see what the number would be. Nearly 4,000 in terms of just damage on corrosive alone, plus the 2,200 here in impact, plus 100% status chance. Nice quick charge rate on here. You see where I'm going with it. It's really simple to put it together and to get something very effective very quickly. Now, by having these two, both the blast and the corrosive, this also allows me on that AoE effect to get these damages to come out of that AoE as well. So you get your knockdowns, you get all that goes with it as well. So we can't go wrong there. Not worried about focusing on puncture and slash here. Again, our Shred is helping our punch through, so it's helping us go through the enemies or through a door. And, if you try it, it's actually quite simple to put it together and not overthinking it. If you don't charge the weapon, you'll get, obviously, your AoE to drop quicker. Charging the weapon at a 0.67 rate and then shooting it is going to do the same thing, obviously. Don't really have to look too much more into it. I don't have to worry about continuous misery. I could. Okay, I could easily put this on there. And I think this would actually be a great one, 100% status duration on top of what you're doing. And this could, now I haven't tested it, this could potentially work with the AoE effect of the weapon. I don't know, I haven't tested it. But if it's 14 seconds, now you add 100% to that. What's that, 28 seconds? That's not actually too bad at all. So that's worth something to consider as well. Again, you could just go ahead and change it out. Look at that, I still got 100% status chance. Now I'm not going to get my punch through, and my increased charge rate goes up a bit, so I might spam quickly just a regular shoot just so I can get the AoE going and then do my thing. But you know, there is that possibility. We're working at status chance. I haven't really tried anything else out here. Status chance while aiming. I guess that's probably not bad either. Your catalyzer link, that could potentially work in here if you wanted to. But I'm just keeping it nice and simple and enjoyable and fun to work with. So if you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching and tuning in, and I'll check you guys in the next episode. And if you guys really want something crazy, I still love that Thunderbolt. That 30% chance to explode with the 650 base damage when it does. Just saying. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you soon.